probably gone through a relationship breakdown. It was really, really painful, and you're probably suffering an awful lot of the symptoms that go with it. When we go through a separation with another human being, it often evokes a lot of activity in our sympathetic nervous system, and we feel restless, anxious, sometimes we don't feel safe, we feel sick, or our stomach's upset, we don't sleep, we're overthinking, we're caught in a loop. It's kind of natural, because being separated from someone we care about or someone we love is one of the most painful things. And if you look at it evolution-wise, being separated out from someone in our tribe would probably have meant we wouldn't survive. So it's a very kind of primitive feeling, and it's so overwhelming, and we feel it through our body. So this is why I want you to come and join me on the mat, when we're going to move our body to help come out of the sympathetic nervous system, even if it's only for the time we're on the mat together, to try and engage the system that allows us a little bit of relief. So come join me on the mat. Let's move our bodies. Let's move ourselves through some of the distress to a slightly more comfortable place. Blimmin' rotten when we go through a breakdown of a relationship, and it really affects us through our whole of our body. So today's practice is really about tapping into our breath as we move our body, and we try to quieten down the sympathetic nervous system, which is the fight-flight one, which gives us the rotten symptoms that we experience when we're going through that initial breakdown. So join me, we're going to start on our backs, and if you're familiar with yoga breathing, then introducing your Ujjayi breath, where you constrict the throat a little as you breathe in and out of the nose, is perfect for this. If you don't have any experience of that, then just try and follow my breathing cues as best you can, but don't worry about it. Enjoy moving your body. This isn't meant to be about perfectionism. This is meant to be about exploring something that helps our mind and our body shift into a position that's more favourable for us, because sometimes it ain't nice. So let's start on our backs with our knees bent. And just taking your arms out to the side. One of the things that really helps stabilising our nervous system is to stimulate the vagus nerve. And so we're going to do some twists here. And as we twist and we drop our knees one way, we're going to look the other way. So let's take a nice inhale. On the exhale, drop your knees to the left and look to the right. Don't worry if the knees don't go to the floor. It's first thing in the morning for me, so they probably won't. And on an inhale, come up and go to the other side. Inhale to come up. Exhale, drop the knees to the other side. Inhale. Exhale. I'm sitting on my backpack here on one of my hips. It's not all that comfy. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to come up. And take your hands to your belly. Feel your breath moving through your body. As you inhale, can you feel your breath going to your tummy, to your hips? And bend the knees. Take the knees into your hands and gently make circles with your knees, little circles. Let's go one way. And as you're breathing, feeling the breath move through your body, it's cleansing you as you breathe, it's moving stuff around. And let's go the other way. And coming to a quiet, still place and dropping your toes back to your mat. Coming onto your side as you come upwards. And stretching your feet out in front of you. And again, we're going to have a little twist here. So I'm going to start off by taking your right foot and placing it on the outside of your left knee. And because we're being very gentle with ourselves, as we inhale, I want you to stretch up. You can keep your right hand on your right knee, and as you exhale, swim your hand behind your back for a little twist. And coming back, inhale, come up. Exhale, twist and exhale. Bring the shoulder back if you can, a little, but don't go to anything that's painful. And one more. And let's come to the other side. This time we're going to bring the opposite foot up to the outside of the opposite knee. We're going to make sure we've got both seat bones on the floor. And steady our knee with that hand on the same side here, just to give us some stability. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, swim the hand and twist. And coming back. Inhale, come up. Feel the belly, exhale, twist. Removing all that blood and lymph. And coming back, one more. And coming back to the front. Now we're going to come onto all fours. Wrists underneath your shoulders as best you can, and your hips above your knees. And we're going to come backwards and forwards. We're starting with a neutral spine, but we're going to inhale, and as we exhale, you've got your toes untucked, we're going to bring our hips back towards our heels. So let's do this 3 times. Inhale. Exhale, floating yourself back. Inhale to come up. Neutral spine. Exhale to go back. Inhale. Exhale. Coming up to a neutral spine and ready for our first downward dog. Make sure the fingers are nice and wide. If you have any problem with your fingers like this, you can go onto your fists or you could use some blocks. So tuck the toes now, and we're going to push up out of our lovely finger pads. They're like spiders, and we're going to take our hips up to the sky with an inhale. Come up. Now you're in a fold, so your breathing might be a little lighter, but let's walk this dog. Make sure that you're opening through your shoulders here, and that your hips are the highest point. Your gaze is between your feet at the back towards the back of your mat. And be a bit freaky about moving this dog here, because we want to move stuff around. When we get emotional pain, we hold it. And what we're trying to do is to move it. So when you're ready, we're going to start walking to the front of
the mat. And like a little wild animal, we're going to be a bit crazy. You can bend the knees. Oh, come into the front of this mat. We're moving stuff around. Come to the front of the mat with your feet hip width apart and with a big generous bend of the knees as an inhale as we come up. Hands above our head, big and wide. Now I want you here to imagine that you are catching hold of a big bucket of love, and I want you to bring this together, and I want you to bathe yourself in this, because what you need now is self-love. Bring this slowly, slowly, slowly down. Self-love is part of healing. Bring this to your heart space. Fix it here. When we love ourselves, we are easier to love. When we love ourselves, we survive so much easier than when we're not. So we're going to bend our knees. We're going to do the same again. So coming down to the floor with a big inhale up, big wide stance here with your hands like you're holding a big beach ball overhead, and then as if you're literally gathering together all the love and consideration and nurture and care that you can find for yourself. Capture it here, slowly bring it down. You're bathing yourself in self-love, bathing yourself, bring it to your heart space, fix it here. And just for a moment, with your hands on your heart space, just take a breath. I can tell you, you will be okay. 30 years as a relationship therapist, I've helped a lot of people move through heartache. It's painful, it's a painful journey, but if we look after ourselves on that journey, we get through that journey so much easier. This time we're going to bend our knees again and bring our hands up above our heads, and we're going to come down into Uttanasana, forward fold. So bending the knees, big inhale, bring the hands up, but this time turn the hands round like they're paintbrushes and folding from the hips, coming forward, chest forward, and stretching down towards the mat, towards your feet into Uttanasana. If you don't reach the mat, doesn't matter. You can have a generous bend in your knees, drop the head and neck, just maybe a little bounce in your spine here, a little movement through the hips. Maybe you can have a straighter leg, it doesn't matter. You can have a generous bend if you wish. Now ready to step back with your right leg into a low lunge. So stepping back with the right leg, lowering the knee, and now keeping your toes bent underneath your foot here, so you're on your toes. Slowly, slowly come up. Make sure you have your balance. And coming up here so that your knee is above your ankle and you're on two train tracks here, not one. Feel stability. And when you're ready, we'll take a big inhale up. And we'll twist. So we're bringing our right hand out in front and our left hand towards the back. Find your balance here. Stretch out through your fingertips. Belly button to spine. And when you're ready, bring those legs back to the front of the mat. We're going to lift the right knee. And now we're going to take our nose to knee and our toe towards our knee. So just moving gently with a little flow, backwards and forwards. Feel that stretch with the back of your hand, stirring into those glutes. So you're straightening your leg. At the front, you're bending your leg. And just find that fluidity, find that movement. You may get your knee to your nose and your nose to your knee, but if you don't, it doesn't matter. We're moving and we're grooving and we are shifting things. And when you're ready, we're going to step back up to the front of the mat. Feet hip width apart, bend the knees, stretching up, inhale. Turn those hands round to face the front like little paintbrushes, and we're folding forward, chest forward, forward from the hips. Then back down into your Uttanasana. Let the head and the neck drop. Have a little bob around here. Maybe a little movement. We don't want any yoga statues and we don't want any stuck pain. We're moving things through our body, and when you are ready, find some stillness and step back now with the opposite leg, with your left leg back towards the back of your mat, and lower your knee. Coming up, finding your balance here to start with, making sure that you have your knee above your ankle. And when you're ready, a big stretch up. And this time, twisting to the other side. Find your balance, belly button to spine. And when you're ready, swinging those arms forward. And this time, we're bringing this left leg up and we're bringing our right toes towards our nose and our nose towards our knee by straightening the leg, and find that movement. It can be on your fingertips here. If you need to use blocks, that's fine. Feel that stretch right through the back of your leg. Maybe you can get your knee to your nose. Doesn't matter if you can't, all the movement is good. We're moving stuff, helping us get into the parasympathetic nervous system, into the rest and digest. And when you're ready, stepping back up to the front of your mat, big stretch down, coming up, hands towards your heart space. You've got this. You will be okay. When you're ready, you're going to come back down to the mat. As we finish, we're going to come into happy baby. And if it's available to you, you can take the outside of your feet with your fingers. Your thumbs would be on the top of your foot. But actually, it's fine to grab hold here or even your thighs. You're in happy baby. Feeling the whole of your spine, your head, your neck, your pelvis on the mat. The ground has got you. The earth has got you. Let's tap into your breathing here. Slow your breathing down just a little, make it a little longer. It may be a little shallower because we're in a bend. As you breathe in, feel that breath going through your hip space. We hold a lot of emotion in our hips. It's associated with the sacral chakra, and if you want a little bit more of a meaty practice, then go to my video on the sacral chakra. Relax your shoulders down towards the mat too. And then slowly, slowly release your feet. Bend your knees. Drop your toes to the mat. Stretch your feet out in front of you. Your palms uppermost. I promise you will move through this. If it is a nasty or toxic ending, then I encourage you to reach out for some professional help. Don't struggle on your own, especially if you have been in a relationship with a very tricky character and through that process you've lost yourself, or you felt disempowered, or you felt like you're going crazy. And you definitely need to reach out to someone who can help you find your strength, empower you, make you feel secure. And when you're ready, come onto your side, slowly bend your knees. Stay here for a second. Oh, I've got itchy nose. And then coming up on that elbow and coming back to our original position on the mat. Allows me to adjust my yoga pants, which are falling down. I know how painful relationship breakdown is.
I'm not a stranger to it. In my own personal life or in my professional life as a relationship therapist. Be kind to yourself. Don't start punishing yourself when you're already going through something. So I encourage you to eat properly, sleep and try and sleep, get a good sleep routine if you can do. So please do not start looking at things on the internet, following someone on Facebook, trying to find out what your ex is doing. It will meddle with your mind, it will throw you into the sympathetic nervous system, right? You need to try and get good sleep if you can. So get a good sleep routine, make sure your bedroom's geared up for sleep, get off of any blue light way before you're ready to go to bed. Eat well, move your body, do some exercise. If you're not someone who goes to the gym, walk, get out in nature. Absolutely will produce the chemicals that you need to give you the lift that will help you. Or you could come and join me on the mat. Anyway, take care. I am going to be thinking about all of you out there that's going through this rotten time, and I hope I can just give you something to help lessen the pain.